Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I am Linda, and I am joined by the person who keeps my English from falling apart, the amazing Michael.
That is a generous job title. I will take it.
Okay, Michael, I have to confess something. Last weekend, I met someone new at a friend's birthday party, and she asked me this very simple question. She said, "So, what does a typical day look like for you?" And I just froze.
You froze? On daily routine? That is supposed to be the easiest topic in any English book.
Exactly. That is what made it worse. I learned this in my first English class. Wake up, eat breakfast, go to work, come home, sleep. But when she asked me, all those textbook lines felt so wrong. Like, who actually talks like that at a party?
Nobody. That is the problem. Daily routine is the topic where learners sound the most like a textbook and the least like a real person. And today we want to fix that.
Yes, please.
Here is the thing. When a native speaker asks about your day, they are not asking for a list. They are starting a small, friendly conversation. So if you reply with a list of times and verbs, the conversation just dies. Right there.
Oh no, I think I killed the conversation.
It happens. So here is the promise of this episode. By the end, talking about your daily routine in English is going to feel less like a school exercise. Your ears will know what to listen for, and you will have a few natural phrases you can actually use without sounding like you are reading from a worksheet.
I love that. Okay, let us hear what this is supposed to sound like. Can we play a scene first?
Yes, let us drop into a coffee shop. Two coworkers, Sam and Jess, are waiting for their drinks. They do not know each other very well yet. Sam is trying to make small talk.
Listeners, do not worry about understanding every word. Just feel the situation. Here we go.
Hey, Jess, I feel like I never see you in the office. What does your day even look like?
Honestly, kind of all over the place. I am not really a morning person, so I drag myself out of bed around 7, and I just stare at the wall for a while.
Same. Coffee first, human later.
Pretty much. I usually start the day with a quick walk if I can, just to wake up. Then I work from home until around lunchtime.
Oh, nice. So you are remote in the mornings.
Yeah, mostly. Around lunch, I grab something quick, nothing too fancy, and then I come into the office for meetings.
What do you do after work? Anything fun?
I wish. I usually try to wind down by like 9, watch something silly, go to bed early. I am very boring these days.
That is not boring. That is healthy. I am over here eating cereal at midnight.
Okay, that is a vibe too.
And scene.
Wow. Okay, that already sounded so much more relaxed than what I usually say.
Right? And before we break it down, I want to say one important thing to our listeners. If you missed some words just now, that is completely okay. The first listen is not a test. First, just catch the situation and the feeling.
Yes, you are not failing. You are warming up your ears.
So let us actually talk about what was happening in that scene. Linda, set it up.
Okay, so two coworkers are at a coffee shop. They do not really know each other. Sam is being friendly, just making conversation. He asks about her day, but he is not asking for a schedule. He is basically saying, "Hey, tell me a little about your life."
Exactly. And Jess, the other person, she is a little tired, a little honest, a little funny. She is not performing. She is just chatting.
And that is the secret, right? She is not listing things. She is reacting and adding little personal comments.
That is it. In real English, your daily routine is a story, not a schedule. The times are not the point. The feelings and the small details are the point.
Okay, so before we look at the phrases, can we talk about that fast little thing Sam said? What was it? Whaddya?
Yes, let us slow that down. The full sentence is what do you do after work?
Right, very clean and clear.
But in real conversation, what do you almost always squeezes together? It sounds like whaddya.
Whaddya.
What do you whaddya? Whaddya do after work?
Whaddya do after work?
Nice. Listeners, try it with me. Slow first. What do you do after work?
What do you do after work?
Now natural speed. Whaddya do after work?
Whaddya do after work?
Perfect. The reason learners miss this is because the textbook spells it out very neatly, but the mouth never actually says it that way in casual speech. Once your ear knows whaddya, you will hear it everywhere.
Like a secret code.
There is one more I want to point out from the scene. Jess said kind of all over the place, but she did not really say kind of.
Oh, she said kinda.
Exactly. Kind of becomes kinda. It softens the sentence.
Why do we soften it, though?
Great question. Kinda makes you sound less extreme and less certain in a friendly way. If you say my day is all over the place, it sounds dramatic. If you say my day is kinda all over the place, it sounds chill and human.
Kinda all over the place.
Yes, try the drill. Kind of kinda.
Kinda.
Kinda busy, kinda tired, kinda boring.
Kinda busy, kinda tired, kinda boring.
That little word will make your English sound 10 years more natural instantly.
I love that. Okay, can we look at the actual phrases now? Because I heard some really useful ones.
Yes, let us pick out 4 that you can steal and use this week. Phrase 1. I am not really a morning person.
Oh, this one is gold.
It is. It means you do not feel awake or happy in the morning. You can flip it too. I am a morning person. I am a night owl.
So if my coworker says you look tired, I can say, yeah, I am not really a morning person.
Perfect use. And the tone here is friendly and casual. You can use this with coworkers, friends, new people. It is a soft way to share a personal detail without going too deep.
Nice. What is phrase 2?
Phrase 2. I usually start my day with.
Okay, this sounds simple, but I think learners say, I usually wake up at 7, and they stop there.
Right. The trick is do not start with the time. Start with the action or the feeling. I usually start my day with a walk. I usually start my day with coffee and silence. I usually start my day with checking my phone, which I should stop doing.
That last one is so me.
It is everyone. The phrase I usually start my day with gives the listener a tiny picture. That is what makes it interesting.
Okay, I love that. Phrase 3?
Phrase 3. Around lunchtime, I tend to.
Tend to. That is such a soft, natural verb.
Yes. Tend to means usually, but in a more flexible way. It says, this is my pattern, but it is not a strict rule. Around lunchtime, I tend to take a short break. Around lunchtime, I tend to get hungry and grumpy.
Grumpy is a great word, by the way.
Tend to is great because it makes you sound thoughtful and not robotic. Compare these two. I eat lunch at 12 versus around lunchtime, I tend to grab something quick. Which one sounds like a real person?
Definitely the second one.
Right. The second one feels human. The first one feels like a form you fill out at the doctor's office.
Painfully accurate. Phrase 4?
Phrase 4. I try to wind down by.
Wind down. Tell me about that one.
Wind down means to relax slowly, to lower your energy at the end of the day, like a clock winding down. I try to wind down by reading a little. I try to wind down by watching something silly. I try to wind down by 9, which means I try to start relaxing by 9.
So it is the opposite of wake up and go.
Exactly. Wake up is your engine starting. Wind down is your engine slowing. And the phrase I try to is also important here. It is honest. It says, this is my goal, but I do not always succeed.
Which is so much more relatable than I always do this perfectly.
Right. Nobody believes that anyway. So when you say, I try to wind down by 10, it sounds real, and it invites the other person to relate to you.
Okay, these 4 phrases are amazing. I am not really a morning person. I usually start my day with, around lunchtime, I tend to. I try to wind down by.
That is your starter kit. With just those 4, you can talk about your whole day in a way that sounds like a real adult.
Now, can we talk about something I noticed in the scene? Jess said, I am very boring these days. And then Sam said, that is not boring. That is healthy. There was something happening there with the tone.
Good catch. This is the tone and hidden meaning part. When Jess said, I am very boring these days, she was not really saying she is boring.
She was kind of teasing herself.
Exactly. In English, especially in casual conversation, people often say something slightly negative about themselves in a light, joking way. It is called self-deprecating humor. It is friendly. It makes the other person feel comfortable.
So she is not actually fishing for a compliment.
Not really. She is just being warm and a little funny. And Sam picked up on the tone and replied with, that is not boring. That is healthy. He is gently disagreeing in a kind way. The whole exchange is doing what English calls bonding.
That is so different from just trading information.
Yes. And here is the listener tip. When someone says, I am so boring, or my life is so basic in a light voice, they usually do not want you to agree dramatically and say, yes, you are very boring.
Oh no, that would be bad.
It would be a small disaster. The natural reply is something warm. Like, that sounds nice, actually. Or, honestly, same. Or, that is not boring. That is healthy.
So the words are only part of the message.
That is the big lesson. Tone, voice, and situation carry half the meaning. In real English, you are always reading 2 layers at the same time.
Okay, this is making my brain feel clearer already. Should we do the mini phrase bank?
Yes, let us do a quick one. Listeners, you do not need to memorize all of these today. Just notice them. Let your ear get used to them.
Phrase 1. Nothing too exciting.
Use it like, oh, my weekend was nothing too exciting. Just stayed home. It is a humble, friendly way to describe a quiet day.
Phrase 2. It depends on the day.
Use it like, do you usually exercise in the morning? It depends on the day. Very useful when your routine is not fixed.
Phrase 3. I am still trying to figure out my routine.
Use it like, honestly, I just moved, so I am still trying to figure out my routine. This phrase is amazing because it gives you permission to not have a perfect schedule.
Phrase 4. I am usually pretty wiped out by the evening.
Wiped out means very tired. Use it like, by Friday, I am usually pretty wiped out. Very common at work.
Phrase 5. I am trying to be better about that.
Use it like, I do not really eat breakfast, but I am trying to be better about that. This is a very polite, very modern way to admit a bad habit.
I love that one.
5 short phrases, plus the 4 main phrases, and suddenly you have a real toolkit, not a list. A toolkit.
Okay, are we ready to hear the scene one more time? I want to listen with new ears.
Yes, Same situation, same characters. Listeners, this time you will catch more. Trust your ears.
Hey, Jess, I feel like I never see you in the office. What do you do all day?
Honestly, kinda all over the place. I am not really a morning person, so I drag myself out of bed around 7 and just stare at the wall for a bit.
Same, coffee first, human later.
Pretty much. I usually start my day with a quick walk if I can, just to wake up. Then I work from home until around lunchtime.
Oh, nice. So you are remote in the mornings.
Yeah, mostly. Around lunchtime, I tend to grab something quick, nothing too exciting, and then I come into the office for meetings.
And after work?
It depends on the day, but I try to wind down by 9. Watch something silly, go to bed early. I am usually pretty wiped out by the evening.
That sounds nice, actually.
I am trying to be better about not staring at my phone in bed, though.
Same. I am still trying to figure out my routine, honestly.
That is most of us.
And seen.
Did you hear it differently that time?
So differently. The phrases were standing out like little signs. Kinda. Whaddya. I am not really a morning person. I tend to. Wind down. Wiped out. It all clicked.
That is exactly what we want. And that is the listening strategy I want our listeners to take with them. Do not pause every second. Do not try to translate every word. Listen in layers.
Layers. Okay, tell me more.
First layer, catch the situation. Where are they? Coffee shop, coworkers, friendly small talk. Got it. Second layer, catch the emotion. Tired, casual, a little funny. Third layer, listen for key words. Morning, work, lunch, evening. Fourth layer, listen again for the fast sounds. Whaddya, kinda, gonna.
So you listen 4 times, but each time for a different reason.
Yes. And every layer makes the next one easier. That is how real listening practice works. Not pause and translate. Layer and notice.
That is going to change how I study, honestly.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to give one hidden pro tip. Most textbooks teach you to describe your routine. They do not teach you that nobody actually wants a full description.
What do you mean?
I mean, when someone asks, "What does your day look like?" they are not asking for 10 sentences. They want about 3 sentences and a personality.
A personality.
Yes, pick one part of your day, talk about it like a real human, add a small joke or feeling, and then ask them back.
Oh, ask them back. That is huge.
It is the missing step. Most learners answer the question and then stop. The conversation dies. The trick is, after you share, you turn the question around. So you say, "That is my day." Kind of boring. What about you? Are you a morning person?
And now the other person is talking, and the pressure is off.
Exactly. Conversation is a ball. You catch it, you toss it back. Do not just hold it.
Okay, I really needed to hear that. I always forget to throw it back.
Most learners do. So your homework, in a sense, is to practice the toss back.
Speaking of homework, can we give them the comment challenge?
Yes, please. Listeners, here is your challenge for today. In the comments, finish this sentence using one of our phrases. I am not really a blank person, so I usually start my day with blank.
Oh, that is fun.
For example, I am not really a morning person, so I usually start my day with a very long, very dramatic cup of coffee.
Mine would be, I am not really a breakfast person, so I usually start my day with a banana I forget to eat.
That is painfully specific.
It is true, though.
We want to read your sentences. Drop them in the comments. Try to use one of the phrases from today. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be you.
And the small aha moment for me today, just to wrap it up, is this. Daily routine is not a schedule. It is a tiny window into your personality. When you talk about your day, you are not reporting facts. You are letting someone see who you are.
Beautifully said.
So, if your routine in English has always felt boring or stiff, it is not because your life is boring. It is because the textbook version is boring. The real version, with kinda and tend to and wind down and a little self-deprecating joke, that version is full of life.
And that version is completely available to you. You already have the personality. You just needed the phrases.
Thank you, Michael. This was honestly one of my favorite topics.
Mine too. And I am going to go eat cereal now, because that is how I wind down.
At 3 in the afternoon?
It depends on the day.
Okay, fair.
Listeners, thank you so much for spending this time with us. If this episode helped you hear English a little differently today, please subscribe to English Learning Podcast so you do not miss the next one.
Leave us your sentence in the comments. We really do read them. And remember, you are not boring. You are just learning a new way to sound like yourself.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.